An Arab was arrested after coming to Nigeria to fight for Boko Haram insurgents, Babajide Otitoju. Popular Nigerian broadcaster and multiple award-winning journalist Babajide Otitoju has claimed that an Arab was arrested in Nigeria a few days ago. He has been raising concerns and raising alarms about the influx of foreign nationals who are joining terrorists in Nigeria to be wreaking havoc on innocent individuals. Speaking during yesterday's edition of Journalist Hangout on TVC, he said recently that he saw a story of the Arab that was arrested by the security forces in Nigeria. In Borno State, there was a story I read a few days ago of an Arab that was arrested after he came to Nigeria to fight for Boko Haram. He noted further that the terrorists have a good number of people among the populace that are leaking vital information to terrorists. According to him, terrorists that are residing in the forest cannot be knowledgeable about the happenings in the cities. Governments have been making arrests of some informants. These guys can't be far in the forest and know what's going on. It is the information that people providing to them that they use, he stated. Wow. I mean, you know what's funny? Recently I saw this, I think it was a BBC interview of warlords in Zamfara, and within how many days it's got 1 million views. So again, in the northern, bandits, terrorists, all of them, same category. For the fact that, people know about this. I mean, it's not just anything. It's like, so what do Nigerians do? Because at this point, it seems like Nigerians cannot do anything with the present government that they have to be able to call them to order. So, if foreign nationals are being arrested, it's very confusing. It's very like, okay. Like, even within your country, we haven't even heard arrests. So it's easier to trace those coming into the country to fight for Boko Haram than those in your country. These red flags continue to just get stronger and they continue to wave higher. As in, it is a problem and this is your ruling party. And it's a thing that some people still want the ruling party to still be in power in 2023. That is a very, very big red flag. Very problematic. But again, I've not necessarily seen the news of the Arab that was arrested, but definitely you can see that the country sometimes decides, I guess, to display its strength where it doesn't really matter. So, for example, among civilians or, in the southeast, the security force, Nigerian security force would try to show that, what, we are in charge. But then when it comes to defeating these bandits, all of a sudden it's a problem. All of a sudden, soldiers are being dismissed for disobeying when really they don't have the right equipment. So it's like, okay, fine. What do we then do in this situation? Like, what do you expect Nigerians to do? Very sad. Pantami, yes. Pantami could have used the linking of phone numbers to track them down, but he will not. After all, they are not Southeasterners. Very simple. And I remember Issa Pantami, I think he was the one in charge of information. Yes, and apparently, allegedly, I'm not sure, maybe it was actually confirmed, but years ago, he was found guilty of leaking information to terrorists. And funny enough, there were videos that resurfaced of him, when he was younger, talking about defending the faith and, talking about his religion. And it was just very much scary because it's like, whoa, so we have people that think like this in government. Funny enough, we have the same mentality in Kashim Shettima. I think when he was defending himself about the Muslim ticket, saying anything, I think he mentioned the line and mentioned that he mentioned some phrases that insinuated that he wanted to defend the faith. And if you read what he said, you would have thought that Islam in Nigeria was like under attack. The way he spoke was like, whoa, it was his mission to save Islam in Nigeria. And it's like, but it's not under attack. So what this also points out is that if there are people in government who think they need to defend their faith above all else as their duty in government, and these are people taken in high positions, then it shows a very big red flag. Because again, the whole they're not just serving Muslims alone. So it's like, if you're having this kind of mindset and you are empowered, then it's a very, very big problem. You see, hence why the reactions towards the Muslim ticket. There are so many reasons. But then, as I keep saying, if your party or this party is not aligning with what you want, do not follow. But I think the scary thing is, as they say, which is been their strategy for years, they say politics is a game of numbers. And so for them, the numbers, whether it be illegal, whether it be forged, whether it be minors, as long as it's a number and it's coming from somewhere and the person voted, then it's one tally crossed off. But fact is, again, this ruling party is a very big problem. And the thing is, with the game of numbers, as they say, it's not just that, it's then the mindset of those who actually have the chance to, I guess you can say, make better decisions, but then you can say, who gives you a right to say what this person is doing is wrong? But I think the problem that may frustrate a lot of Nigerians is that, things may just seem to be obvious to you, and you're like, can't you see the problem here? Like, can't you see why I'm supporting this, or I'm supporting that, or I'm against this, or I'm against that? And so when you believe strongly in what you want to do and someone else isn't, in fact, they are so far from what you think, and you're literally thinking, wait, what? Are we not in the same country? I think that is where frustrations will begin, and the conversation on this Muslim ticket will just not end, because as much as some people want change, everyone wants different things. You think, okay, fine, the youth may support this, but then you have a significant number wanting to support this. And then let's not even think of the north, where, especially with Islamic clerics, I mean, the influence there is very, very strong. And again, the mindset of in Islam that I've seen, or I wouldn't say Islam, but I'd say those that claim or that shout, I'm Muslim everywhere and try to defend whatever, the mindset of having to defend their faith above all else, yes, has its good sides, given that it's their religion, it's what they believe in, it's their way of life, great. But you can't apply that to a society that is made up of different ethnic groups, different religions, different mindsets. It doesn't make it easy. Like, you just cannot do that. And that is why it doesn't make sense, because with even businesses in the north, you find that, is it the Hizbah police? Yes. And it's like, wait, what? What system of government are we using here? I'm so confused. I get it, Nigeria is a federal state, it's a very complex system of government because of how diverse we are. I get it. But you also see that the north and the south are just so divided, you might as well just think that they're two countries in one. So with all this being said, and these terrorists that are in the country literally, cementing themselves, what do you do about it? Again, I know the conversation has sort of drifted from what Babajide Otoju said, but the fact is, if we don't have control in our own, of course it's easier to spot an outsider real quick and, take control. But then if within yourself things are so blurred, or you just cannot even pick where you need to change within your own country, that is where the problem is. And with this government, they've proven they can't. So why do you still want them in power? Question to you. Put what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe.